Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing the third video in this little series of videos that I started 3 or 4 years ago. I did the very first one in February of 2022, which was this lovely video right here. This also happens to be my most viewed video on this channel, and I decided, since that video was obviously really loved, to kind of continue it and do it basically every year. And so I recreated it again last year. I do these videos every February. I did my last year's video on February 29th, and it is February 26th that I'm filming this video today. So I'm just 3 days shy of hitting the 1 year mark. I got a couple comments saying, when are you gonna do the most complimented perfumes according to you video again this year? And I was like, let's do it. So as I've done with these videos, I put up a poll on my Instagram asking you what your most complimented perfume of that year was, and I got tons of entries. And I also asked here on a community tab post, and because the past 2 videos that I've done, I kind of make these really elaborate and really long lists. I think last year I had like a top 40 perfumes. This year I try to kind of condense it into a top 5, but each category will have multiple perfumes in it. So with each entry that I got, I tallied up which perfumes were kind of repeated, and I went onto Google and I made a little top 5 list. I'm going to start with number 5, where I have a good amount of fragrances. It was at least 3 people that mentioned those same perfumes, so it was still more than perfumes that were just mentioned once. And in 4th place, it was like 5 to 10 people that mentioned those. In 3rd place, it was like 10 to 20, and so on. And then my 1st place is going to be the perfume, obviously, that got the very most replies. The previous 2 years, it ended up being the same perfume that got in 1st place, and this year I'm happy to say it's actually a different perfume. Don't just skip to the end of this video, okay? Watch the whole way through. Because my audience grows each year, I feel like if I continue to do this every year, these videos would be like top 100 perfumes. So I decided to do it in the most condensed way that I could without making this video like 3 hours long. And if a perfume that you mentioned is not on this list, then it just means that you were probably the only one that mentioned that perfume. All the perfumes on this list were mentioned at the very least like 2 or 3 times. So let's get into the top most complimented perfumes according to you. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel if you haven't already, and turn post notifications on, and let's get started. Let's start in 5th place. So in 5th place, these perfumes were kind of mentioned 2 to 4 times. So it was more than once, but not as much as some of the others higher up on this list. So first perfume in 5th place is Givenchy Irresistible. Love that this was on this list because this is one of my personal most complimented scents. This is a beautiful floral pear freshie. It's sweet, floral, non-synthetic, really feminine. It smells like springtime, and pretty much every single time I wear this fragrance, I also get compliments, so I totally agree. Another one I'm not shocked to see on this list is Prada Paradox. Not only just through asking through this poll, but in my everyday life, when I ask my friends and stuff what perfumes that they wear and that they get compliments on, Prada Paradox seems to be a pretty popular one. And I feel like even in YouTube and TikTok videos, I always see this perfume pop up as being like a really complimented scent. I've had Prada Paradox in my collection at times, and then I've decluttered it because I feel like it's just kind of a mashup of some mainstream perfumes that I already have, like YSL Libre and Valentino Donna Born in Roma. I feel like it's just a mixture of that, so it's just a bit repetitive. Next is Radiant Nectar by Clean Reserve. I've never smelled this perfume, and it's not really one that I hear a lot about, so I was kind of shocked to see it on this list and the fact that it was mentioned repeatedly. Clean Reserve is a clean fragrance brand, so they're not as bombarded with chemicals as your average fragrance. If you are into more clean, healthier fragrances, then definitely look into this brand because I have heard really great things. This one seems like a really nice musky pear, again very clean girl type of scent, so if you're into that, might be one worth looking into. Next in 5th place, Scandale Absolute by Jean Paul Gaultier. I've owned the original Scandale, but I've never smelled Scandale Absolute, and after looking at the notes, I'm like, how has this perfume not hit my radar? It has black fig in the notes, and if you've been watching my channel, you know how I feel about fig notes. There's a lot of perfumes on this list where I haven't really heard of them, that I'm now like, should I be getting these perfumes? This one specifically, I'm kind of interested in. Even the reviews are really great. It has tuberose, black fig, and sandalwood, so it seems like a really sexy, sweet, woody kind of fragrance. Adding this to my perfume list. Next is Parfums de Marly Valleya. I think this fragrance was maybe mentioned in my last year's video as well. But I know for a fact this perfume gets a lot of compliments because I actually saw this pop up on my TikTok recently of this girl that was saying this is like her most complimented perfume ever. I had a little Valea perfume sample that I started using and I finished it all up and I really loved it. It's a really clean soapy scent. I actually have included Valea in a perfumes I don't like video, so that just goes to show our tastes can change, because I remember the first time I smelled it I was like, this is too mature. It's like an indolic white floral heavy synthetic scent, whereas now I find it more soapy and clean and it just settles on my skin really nicely. So I don't know what happened with that one. Dior Hypnotic Poison. I believe this perfume has popped up in my last year's video and also the original video that I did, so I'm not shocked to see this one. Personally, I have decluttered this out of my collection because it's just way too much for me at the moment, or in a lot of moments. Hypnotic Poison is like a really nutty, heavy, thick, dense fragrance. A lot of people compare it to smelling like Play-Doh, which I kind of get, but yeah, it's a really specific scent. It kind of smells like amaretto cookies. It's a heavy gourmand. It's pretty sexy, but it's a very specific scent and it's pretty polarizing. Next is YSL Libre Le Parfum. I've heard a lot of really great things about the Le Parfum. I've actually never smelled it. I don't think I've ever smelled the Le Parfum, but I know that some of you guys have also commented on my video saying I need to try the Le Parfum because I love the intense version. So let me know what the difference is between the intense and the Le Parfum. I know there's a lot of flankers for Libre, so I just need them to at least be different, because if Le Parfum is really similar to intense, then I don't need it, you know? Next in 5th place is Commodity Milk. I've decluttered this also because I had other scents like it. Milk is obviously a really creamy lactonic fragrance, but it's also equally really woodsy and it kind of has this toasty element. It smells like you're toasting marshmallows by a campfire. So if you're into sweet, delicious gourmands, this is a really good one. Next on this list was Let the Good Times Roll. This is actually a body mist from Lush. This is another one I hear a lot about over on Fragrance Talk. People don't stop talking about this body mist, so I'm really curious about it. I don't have a Lush store near me, otherwise I would go smell it, but next time in Miami I'm gonna have to go and smell Let the Good Times Roll. I hear really good things about Sticky Dates as well, which is supposed to be like a really sweet sugary scent also. Let me know your opinions on these mists. Next is Crystal Noir from Versace. Another one just like Givenchy Irresistible that gets me a ton of compliments as well. It's like a dark, fresh, it smells like you're fresh out the shower, and just that steam of all of your hair care and body wash products mixing with the steam of your shower. It's such a seductive and alluring scent. I used to wear that to work a few years ago all the time, and I used to get compliments, no joke, like every single day. Another one I also get compliments on is Glossier You. So happy to see it on this list. I'm actually almost done with the first bottle of Glossier You that I have, and I just ordered Glossier You the XL version, which is 100 ml, which I didn't know they had, but I'm so happy that they have it in 100 ml because I thought it only came in the little 1 fluid ounce, which I think for a while it only came in that amount, and then they brought out the big version, and I'm so glad because I go through that perfume so fast because I kind of spray a lot of it. It is on the softer side. Glossier You is supposed to be like a your skin but better type scent. It's like this iris, musky, clean, woodsy. It's such a beautiful scent. I don't even know how to explain it. It smells like Kaleidoscope from Bath & Body Works and or If You Musk from Bath & Body Works. Very similar to those scents, if I can kind of give you guys a reference if you smelled those. The last fragrance in 5th place was Maud Blush from Ariana Grande. I've had this when it first came out and then I decluttered it because it was very redundant in my personal collection. Maud Blush is not really a wowing scent to me, but I do see why it would get compliments because it's a very crowd-pleasing, fresh, pink, sweet floral kind of fragrance. Just didn't do much in my personal collection, but I see why it gets compliments. Let's now move on to 4th place. So in 4th place, it was about 5 to 10 people that mentioned these same perfumes. Let's start with probably the most shocking one, Victoria's Secret Bombshell. I have not heard of this in a minute and it's such an old fragrance. I've kind of realized that through doing these videos now 3 times in a row. It's always classic fragrances that seem to just get the most love. Victoria's Secret Bombshell, this is not one of my favorites because I feel like there's just something really cheap about it, and I don't mean that to come off in like a snobbish way. I love cheap fragrances. I think if you watch my channel, you know how much I love cheap fragrances, but I feel like there's cheap fragrances that smell cheap, and then there's cheap fragrances that smell expensive, at least to my nose. Obviously, this is my opinion, this is my channel, it's all my opinion, okay? But yeah, I just never really been a fan of Victoria's Secret Bombshell, but hey, apparently people love it. I know that they make a body spray, so it's even more affordable than buying the perfume. This next perfume, I don't even want to mention, but this isn't my most complimented. This perfume I'm about to mention is a perfume I absolutely loathe. I hate this perfume, and you know that if you watch my channel. Dolce & Gabbana Devotion. Not my scent. I've described this scent as smelling like a cupcake made out of cleaning products. It's like a gourmand with a whole lot of citrus, and the combo is just, it's not done well. But I mean, clearly there's people that love it, so to each their own. It's not my vibe though. Next is Amouage Guidance. I wasn't shocked to see this because last year this perfume I feel like blew up. I almost bought this, but then there were so many people that were like, no, that's really polarizing, so I kind of held off on it, and I actually have a dupe of this now, so I don't think I would buy it. Amouage Guidance actually smells pretty good. I ended up smelling a tester of it, and I did like it. It's a really unique scent. It's like very, I don't even know how to explain it, like ambery, woodsy, very strange, but in a good way. And I know a lot of people get a lot of compliments on it if you're over on like fragrance TikTok, for example. So I wasn't shocked that you guys also get compliments on it. Next up is the Wedding Silk Santal from Kayali. I've gotten so many of you telling me to get my hands on this scent, and I just need to at this point because there's so many great reviews on this perfume. It's supposed to be like this delicious vanilla that's very obviously wedding-like, so I need to just get it. But because they haven't had it in store, I just kind of have forgotten about it. But maybe I just need to buy it online because I can't tell you how many great things I hear about this on like a literal daily basis. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Do I need this? Let me know in the comments. Next is Maud Vanilla from Ariana Grande. I would totally have to agree. This is such a beautiful vanilla. It's a more plummy, rich, woodsy vanilla. It's so good. I have it. I love it. I bought it because I saw so many videos of Ariana Grande saying it was like her favorite perfume, which obviously she would say that it's her perfume, but she also has made a lot of perfumes, so for her to say that that's her favorite, I was like, maybe I want to buy this, and I got it and I absolutely love it. So definitely understandable why it's on this list. All right, next is Fantasy from Britney Spears. Not shocking, I believe this was also in last year's video, but just what I said with Victoria's Secret Bombshell, this is another classic that has been out for a decade, more than that. I have this in my collection. It kind of goes in and out of my collection because there's times where I'm like, I'm too good for this and then I end up buying it and I'm like, why did I declare this? This is amazing. So yeah, I understand why it gets complimented, because I get complimented on this scent and then I kind of get snobby and I'm like, no, I want to wear my more expensive perfumes, but my more expensive perfumes then like barely get compliments, whereas this scent I always get compliments. Not that that's a reason to wear your perfumes, you know, but it's always nice to get a compliment saying that you smell good. Next is Kayali Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. I love this scent. It opens up super bubblegummy and delicious and candy-like, but it kind of dries down to more of a sophisticated vanilla, which you wouldn't expect coming from this kind of name. It's called Candy Rock Sugar. You just think, oh, it's gonna be candy and maybe juvenile, but it actually dries down to a really sophisticated, mature, sexy, woodsy kind of pear-like vanilla. It reminds me a lot of Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle, which, speaking of, La Belle is also on this list and it's also in 4th place. La Belle is like a really gorgeous pear caramelized vanilla, like a warm pear pie, but sexy. Next is another classic, Black Opium. I know this gets a lot of hate because it's been named as this basic scent. I love it. It's like this coffee sweet kind of generic fragrance with like what's coming out nowadays. It's not the most unique thing ever, but it's a crowd pleaser, and I totally get why it's on this list because when I wear it I get compliments, even though I have so many other scents. It's just like a little classic that I always go to. Next up is Eilish. Probably like my top 5 favorite vanilla fragrances ever. Eilish smells like the most rich, amazing vanilla that is not ice cream juvenile. It's vanilla with so much depth and it's elevated and it smells like a sexy, mysterious woman. It is so alluring and seductive and mysterious. I absolutely love eyelash. And then the last perfume in fourth place is Yara from Lattafa. Yara is a really great fruity kind of scent. It reminds me of Cheirosa 62 from Sol de Janeiro, which also gets a ton of compliments and I know people love, so not shocked to see it on here. Let's go on to third place. In third place, it was like 10 to 20 people, so we're getting up there now. There was quite a few people that mentioned these same perfumes, and the list does get smaller as we get to the top, and the number one spot only has one perfume that got that many. It surpassed all the other spots by a lot. So in third place, we start off with Black Opium Le Parfum. I'm so happy to see this kind of higher up on this list because again, it's one of my favorites. This is unlike Black Opium in that it has like 3 different or 4 different, I think, types of vanillas in it. So it's rich on vanilla, but just so sophisticated and intoxicating. If you love vanillas, you just need to smell Black Opium Le Parfum. Even if you don't like the original Black Opium, it's totally different. It's so much better. It's creamier, it's more dense, it's vanilla, but so elevated, and you need to try it. That's all I'll say. Next is Versace Bright Crystal, another classic that is not new by any means. This is a freshie, and I'm never really shocked to see freshies on these most complimented lists because the freshies always get the most compliments because people always love to smell somebody that smells fresh and clean. Next is Angham. I hope I'm saying that even a little bit good. This is an Arab fragrance and it's actually a dupe for Burberry Goddess. Burberry Goddess is one of my favorite perfumes of all time, and I'm happy to see a dupe of it on here as well. I actually was so curious about this perfume, especially because it was ranked so high on this list, that I ended up buying the dupe for Burberry Goddess even though I have Burberry Goddess, because I mean, I love my Burberry Goddess, and once I'm done with it, I would repurchase it because I love the scent so much. But if there's a dupe and people are loving it as much as I'm seeing on these lists, then I was like, maybe I should just get the dupe. And after getting the dupe, they are identical. I almost feel like this dupe is even more strong than the original Burberry Goddess. So if you love Burberry Goddess and that delicious lavender-like vanilla, oh, such an amazing sexy fragrance, then totally recommend you get this Arab fragrance dupe. Another one, not shocking, that I feel like always gets on these lists every year is Pink Sugar. A classic, literally just cotton candy in a bottle, but I think we all know that this perfume, whether you love it or hate it, this perfume always gets compliments, specifically from men. Men just love when women smell like candy, I feel like. Next, Vanilla 28 from Kayali. Not shocked, one of the best vanillas. It is a woodsy vanilla, really unique vanilla that is more elevated and sophisticated than just smelling like the vanilla extract in your cupboard. Then we have Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I was so excited to see this because this gets me a ton of compliments. Yum Bougie Marshmallow from Kayali is the epitome of a stunning pink creamy marshmallow fluff kind of fragrance. It is the most delicious fragrance ever. If you're into marshmallow perfumes and you want to smell sweet and girly, this is the scent to go for. And then the last fragrance in third place is actually not a perfume. It is Cheirosa 71 from Sol de Janeiro. This is the most gourmand, the most delicious, literally I want to eat fragrance ever. That scent, every time I smell it, it makes me hungry. It smells like cookies, like you're baking cookies. It's so delicious and so warm. Definitely more of a fall and winter kind of fragrance because it is so gourmand. But yeah, literally delicious. Just thinking about it is making me hungry, honestly. So yeah, we have made it now onto second place. There was quite a few people that mentioned these next fragrances, and there's only 3 in second place. So it was like 30 or more people that mentioned these 3 perfumes. First, Lattafa Eclair. But also on this list, Bianco Latte, which is funny because supposedly Eclair is a dupe for Bianco Latte. I've never smelled Bianco Latte, but I've heard so many people say that Eclair is exactly the same. So that's why I haven't bought Bianco Latte, but considering how much hype it got in the last year, I totally understand why this is so complimented and so high up on this list. Bianco Latte is like the creamiest, most delicious perfume ever. For all the gourmand lovers, this is the scent to go for. But if you don't want to spend the $200 on it, you can get Lattafa Eclair, which supposedly smells exactly the same. I have Eclair. I love Eclair. It is the most creamy, delicious, sweet caramel, absolutely yummy fragrance ever. And the fact that both of these are tied makes me wonder, do we really need to spend the $200 on Bianco Latte when Eclair exists? I don't know. Okay, and then the last one in second place, Donna Born in Roma. Not shocked. This is always pretty high up on these lists every year, and I totally get it. I love this. A lot of my guy friends also say that they love this on their women. My husband loves it on me. It's just a beautiful, sexy, feminine fragrance. It's a really nice bourbon vanilla, boozy vanilla with some pink feminine touches. It's just like the ultimate femme fatale scent. All right, guys, we have made it to number one, the winner by far. When I say by far, just like last year, when it comes to the winners of these videos, it gets to a point where I just stop tallying them because there's so many that they surpass all the others by a lot. The winner in first place that got, I don't even know, more than 50 people saying this fragrance, Burberry Goddess. I am so happy to see it on here. Burberry Goddess is my love. I'm also happy to see that Ankam, the Arab fragrance dupe that I mentioned earlier, is also pretty high up on this list. I believe that was third. So if you don't want to spend the money on Burberry Goddess, but you still want to get the same scent, get the dupe. And I can tell you that they're really great dupes because I now have it in my collection as well. But yeah, I'm so happy to see Burberry Goddess as being the first place, and I'm so happy to not see that Cloud is winning again. Cloud was a winner 2 years in a row, and don't get me wrong, love that scent, but I'm like, please be something different this year. So I'm so glad that the first spot was to Burberry Goddess. I love this scent, such a gorgeous vanilla, very unique vanilla. It's got lavender in there, so sexy and unlike any other vanilla that I have, and I have a lot of vanillas, so totally recommend Burberry Goddess. Very happy it's in first place, and I'm not shocked that it's in first place because it gets a ton of compliments. Okay, so that is this year's most complimented perfumes according to you. I look forward to doing this video every year, not only because I know these videos are really loved by you guys, but I'm also so curious to see what the most complimented perfume is out there. And I'm happy that the winner for this year is one of my absolute favorites as well. That is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on it. Thank you for participating. To anyone that told me these replies, you helped in making this video, so thank you. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn post notifications on, and I will see you in my next video.